Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a VTuber, and I'll be going over episode 12 of Grendizer U, which covers Rubina. So, overall, I'm a bit mixed on this episode for a variety of reasons. I'll explain what I mean when I go over it, but if you've seen it, it'll probably be understandable. But regardless, we'll go over this now. Anyway, in the beginning, we essentially have the aftermath of the last episode, where Tirona is crying after it's confirmed that she married Duke. And she remembers when she was disguised as Rubina. He told her that that he loved her. Actually, I forgot the English subtitles. And she's kind of just looking at the dawn, and also Duke is here as well. You can see he's also torn over all this happening. Get no opening this episode because it's actually pretty eventful. Then we have the Vega Alliance shooting another beam, destroys a monument in Washington, D.C., this very famous one. And then Rubina is like, we have to essentially hand over Grendizer, or they're going to shoot the beam at all the major capitals of the world. It's powered by solar energy. Everyone wants to hand over Grendizer. You can see that whoever this guy is kind of torn. I think it's the Japanese Prime Minister, but yeah. And then you can see that Vega Alliance is just like, oh, you can see that they're trying to make an action. We'll hand over Grendizer in 24 hours. And they have this organization that's anti-government that seems to want to do so. And then they also are going to use this monster as well. And then they prep for the launch here, especially since Sayaka's father's out of commission from his injuries. And then they put all the spacers on Mazinger Z so it could leave the Earth. Let's see. Maria is asking Koji about whether her uncle has recovered, and not yet. You see Sayaka's filling in for him in the meantime. And then, yeah. And then you can see that Maria is trying to cheer up Sayaka in this case. Because she's a bit depressed. And then you can see that online, people are like, oh, essentially they want to hand over Grendizer. And then you can see Hikaru is like, even if, they hand out Grendizer, our souls never cross space. So, in a way, what if they give up Grendizer, then who knows what the Vega Alliance will do? They may just continue to do bad things. And then you can see that Maria's mentioning that her brother has been acting strange, understandably so. And he has that mark, which signifies the marriage between him and Tirona in this case. Seems to be like a lifetime thing. It probably can't be removed. See, Koji's here trying to be his friend, which is why he's like, are you sad? Why are you sad? He's like, I'm gonna be here for you if you need just to vent your feelings out. And then you can see that Duke is essentially trying to get some help, so it's good that he's relying on Koji in this case. And then you see here is that you see that Rubina is like, oh, you pretend to be me and give the necklace to Duke. Isn't that right? And then she did disguise as her. And I'm like this because I became like a rose and the nicest of the princesses. I became someone who cares about the people around her. And it's because of you. And go show that I'm strong. And I'll be the one who is in love with him, even means judged by the Vega Alliance, and I won't back down. But then when she tries to do a resolve, Tirona shocks her. And then preventing her from leaving. And then you can see that she was knocked out the entire time. And then you can see her sister is trying to like protect her still. It's like, you don't have to worry anymore. And then you can see that she has the tattoo there. It's like, I didn't have another other choice. This is the only way I can protect you. And you can see that that Rubina slaps Tirona in this case. Understandably so. And she's shocked at her own actions and apologizes. And Tirona is also shocked because Rumina's like, I thought you had feelings for Duke. And then even Tirona's still trying to process her feelings. Rubina is torn over this, obviously. And she remembers her past about her being considered scary because she believes that she's all alone since she can't marry Duke anymore. And then let's see, the group is launching with Mazinger X, the various girls, and Duke. They go defend planet Earth. The Spacers launch. Kind of, this is a nice sequence, probably a reference to the original, the quad launching. And then Grendizer launches as well. They leave the Earth. And then you can see that they're preparing for battle here. And then you can see that this guy right here reports that Rubina has left. And then they start the final battle here. With all the Spacers trying to do some damage. Rubina is calling to Duke. And then the Vega Alliance unleashes this big monster, which Koji will have to deal with for the time being. Our teeth is violent, all that stuff. And then you can see that Duke has left to find Rubina because Koji was aware of it because he was listening. He helped vent for he helped give Duke a place to vent, which was good. And he goes to this like small base on the moon, I believe. And then you see Rubina's here. And she asks him, do you want to talk to me or my sister Tirona? And he does confirm that he married her sister by accident. Didn't say the accident part. And then she asks him, didn't you feel that she was different than me? And then he mentions that why he ended up marrying her anyway was because she looked very sad. So was essentially because she also loved Duke in the process, but denied it the entire time. I knew you wanted to protect her, so. And then he mentions he always counted on her as a friend. Therefore, you may turn against me. And then you can see that Rubina remembers this flashback here. And then she mentions you always stood by underdogs and sided with the oppressed. And she does love Duke, of course. You see her sister's trying to stop her. And then they get disturbed by Blocky and all those guys. By the time you pay. And then Rubina is shot fatally. And then Blocky still's alive somehow. Tirona gets shot and they try to escape. So they try to escape with the saucers and everything. However, when they try to blow it up, Rubina falls to the ground. But it looks like she's so fatally wounded that she's not gonna live. And that's why they're all here. And then it looks like Duke saved Tirona as well, so it looks like he saved both the sisters at some point. He's always kind and caring. I wanted to just be like him. And you can see that here is when she started practicing to disguise herself as her sister. Kept struggling with desire felt inside of me. So I finally made him forgive me. And then you can see that Rubina is happy because she was able to save Duke. But we had this the first time that they were even. Yeah, so in a way, Rubina never felt as strong or powerful as a sister. They both fell in love with Duke. Tirona, for now, you had to protect him. And then you can see that she loves him, and then she dies. So, yep. And then you can see that Duke is obviously torn here. And then I'm pretty sure the next episode, the last episode, In the Name of the Beautiful Earth. So, yeah. Just to sum it up, though, why I'm a bit mixed, essentially, is I would say that, as much as I say otherwise, Rubina's death feels... It doesn't feel particularly sad, as much as I'd say otherwise. Because they really, really emphasize so much more in Tirona so much that Rubina was kind of left in the background, just kind of to fade away. And I think she kind of realized that. And don't forget that Duke has always loved Rubina specifically the most. So it feels just like a contrived way to give a reason for Rubina to be killed off so Duke could be with Tirona instead. Obviously, I don't know what happened in the original series, but it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels just a bit contrived for the sake of plot, which I'm not usually a fan of. It feels a bit forced. Obviously, we're now in the final battle, so next episode will be the last episode for 13 before the start of this next season in the fall, where I'll probably talk about Mecha Uday. But regardless, I don't know what I feel. I just feel like this romantic subplot with Tirona and Rubina, it's not particularly that interesting. So it just feels a bit forced. It doesn't feel particularly enjoyable. You don't really get as much chemistry between them as I wanted, because Tirona feels especially one note. Rubina is sadly like in the background as much as I like to say otherwise. Obviously, the Vega Alliance is pretty scary. We'll probably get the reveal of that anti-government group in the next episode. Though it's only one episode, so I don't know how well it's going to tie up then. Or if there may be a season continuation, because I don't know. I don't know how long, much longer the series could go with Rubina dead anyway. But regardless, I do think next episode is going to be the last episode. But I gotta say, to be honest, like with all these developments, the romantic side is weak. I don't particularly enjoy it. But regardless, we'll continue for the next episode, finish up, and I'll probably share my final thoughts on the series then. But regardless, it is interesting to see overall, but I think it can be better, I think. Anyway, that's all for me, and hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.